So here's my challenge. How do I explain that this is a perfect pocket knife? I've tried. I've made a couple attempts at this video already, and I have not been satisfied. Um, I am so stoked on this knife. I've had a lot of pocket knives over the years, and I've done a lot of modifications to them. All of these pocket knives in the background you see have some little sorts of mods, minimum or maximum. They're modified a little bit, right? One reason I'm going to call this a perfect knife is that I can't come up with one modification I need to make, well, not need, but I would like to make it work better for me. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Like it's just pretty good for everything I want. Um, I appreciate its lightweight. I appreciate its strength because this G10 is strong as well. It's stronger than the blade will be for the abuse you could give it, and it's as strong as the lock is. So yeah, the materials, 14C28N, that's good steel, right? The blade thickness, this is like a thin behind the edge blade. It's super sharp. Can I find anything to cut with it? Sure. Yeah, wow, look at that. Woo! Yeah, it's a little dirty. I was eating like steak with it last night, so but this is a sharp knife, yeah. And let's see if I can. I've been doing that through the lens, maybe if I actually look at it, yeah. Yeah, this. So the blade itself has tremendous potential for being sharp. It's it's nice and broad. It's kind of got a leafy, almost Spyderco-y sort of feel to it. But it's a great shaped blade, and it slices fantastic. It cuts great. The handle, right? I like the rounding. I forgot what do they call it, crowning or something? But it's comfy in the hand, like the blade under hand. I can kind of do that fingertippy thing, and yeah, it's great. I like the accents, the red and black, red on black accents. That's pretty cool. Um, yeah, that thin, very slicey blade, strong steel, great lock to hold it in place. I mean, I trust this to just stay open, period, when it's open. Very typical deep carry pocket clip. I mean, nothing inspired about it. It's not, sunk in, which would have been cool, but it's so good. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10, and I'm rounding up to 10. The lanyard hole, I don't really want a lanyard for this size knife anyway. So even though it's not in the perfect position, I would try to do something through like the spacer there rather than through the side of it, because that's just going to put a big knot like under your hand there. Not great positioning, but it doesn't matter to me anyway. The grip. Now this is like the cool thing is that my pinky looks like it wants to fall off, like if you're looking at it like that, but as I hold on to it, like my pinky like wraps around it and then like locks into it and tightens in like a python grip somehow. Like my pinky kind of wraps all the way around and then pulls in a way that like I get like a fantastic four-finger grip. Now there's no guard, right? So I don't have like like a space where if I'm cutting a bunch of cardboard, if I slide my fingers across that cardboard, and I found this out with this one. I was cutting cardboard and not really paying attention to how close my hand was to the cardboard, and I gave myself a paper cut because there wasn't any guard. But uh, that's just a consequence of the size and shape of the knife, and it's something to be aware of. But it doesn't make it not a perfect knife. It just makes it not the most perfect use for this perfect knife. I hope that made sense. Probably doesn't make sense. You're hearing a little ocean in the background. If you think that's static or something, no, that's I was out surfing with this very perfect knife. By comparison, not quite out of the box is perfect, because although there's some extra mods that are not necessary for like an out of the box comparison, I did put a pocket clip on it, and I did radius the inner sides of the scales. This is the Spyderco Pacific Salt. This was in the ocean just like a few minutes ago, and look at all the rust on it. I've had this thing in the ocean a bunch, though. This is a perfect knife, though, because as I grab it, it's comfortable everywhere. It's got perfect chimping. It's got good lockup. It's a strong knife. It's just, yeah, this is a perfect knife, right? It needed a couple mods. It was like a 9 out of 10, and just a couple of very small radiusing the inner gap. But this is nicely radiused. This is like out of the box. Like there's nothing I can do to it to make it better. It's just good. I love the color accents going on there. The red on black. They have a whole bunch of other colors available. They for like about $100. I wish it was U.S. made. That would have made it absolutely the most perfect. But it's 14C28N, which is a steel that hits well above its weight class. Its pricing. I think this could go blow for blow, honestly, with a Benchmade mini bug out, as far as like everything but is it USA made. It's a knife that really hits those kind of numbers, blade length to handle length ratio, full ergonomics, functionality, strength. Yeah, this is just a, yeah. I mean, it's funny. Sometimes it's easier to criticize a less than perfect knife than it is to just explain how perfect something is. Like, here's one of my favorite everyday carry knives, SOG Mini Aegis, right? This is a pretty darn good knife. The one thing I would say is the lockup has a tendency to wear out, just because of the way the locking mechanism, it's there's just rubbing of plastic and stuff that means that this has a limited lifespan. Also, this pocket clip, although it's a deep carry, sometimes it's a too deep carry, and you can get stuck, and you can get fabric, and it's hard to pull out. So, dang near close pocket knife, and the reason I got it here is because these are all the knives that I happen to have with me. I probably should be comparing other knives if I was doing this at home, but I decided to do this video now. But this is a really good knife, super comfortable in every way, shape, or form, but the lock isn't as good, and the deep carry pocket clip isn't perfect. So no, it's not as perfect. The perfectest knife that I've had to just, I've just been like at a loss to do anything to make it better. It's been this Vosteed Mini Nightshade. It's a perfect knife, and you should get one and try it out. And if you think I am wrong for some reason, let me know. Oh, one criticism. I did move to play around with the pocket clip, and it looks like to me the screws are a little soft in their material, because I stripped it pretty easily with like a nice Weehaw Torx bit. So that's not the best thing. But yeah, other Other than that, uh, yeah. Oh, I'm amazed. It's a fantastic knife. Under 10 minutes. Adios.